Labyrinth. This is Level. He to speak on the ins and outs of Star Wars hero player for years now. That's about 10 years. So currently been trigger traverse and play the game how I've been playing to the more. Wouldn't say I'm well. I sometimes play the game to just play. So sometimes I have a pass um, and just go from it. It just depends on what's coming out. More is pertinent to others. For example, Dark Bane that's currently released. Um, who else? Others like Cat, Maul, characters like those, the original, the OG Conquest characters. DF, MG, so Dark Trooper, Moff Gideon, when right now. Uh, some people say Malicos, say different, along with Trench as well. So it just kind of depends. Right now, in this time, really just focusing on navigating the game and where we're at with it, right? Um, so here in the pilot episode, we're assembling. We're trying to just figure out how we want to go about the game. And so right now, where the game is at, we are currently halfway through the indoor raid. So indoor raid is currently happening, and we can just see that for the most part, there's not much change that really has to occur. Now's the prime time to go ahead and focus on what we can be farming next in our raids, um, or raids to come. Right now, Galactic Republic would be beneficial. Um, Trench would be beneficial as well. However, it's already in the conquest rewards after every conquest, so now it's just a matter of just waiting. I know for me, I probably won't have Trench up until the time of the next conquest character cycle, or the next two for that matter. So if the Rotorhead was correct, we should be getting Queen Amidala as the conquest character right now. And then once we get her, the first go around, so we just ended conquest about this past week, this past Monday at the time of recording. So yeah, this past Monday. So Queen Amidala, we will have at the end of June or beginning of June, because it's beginning of March. So yes, and then that's on the first release. And then if you want to talk about the second release, which would be the next 3 months, that would be give or take September, which would put place you or most people at within the first 2 months of the raid, of the Naboo raid. So it just gives give or take, just taking the time to see where that goes. So like I was saying, being prepared again for me, my trench will be unlocked in that same time frame. So I actually have a timeline to just go ahead and farm as I need to for Amidala, but also focus on my Darth Bane, because my Darth Bane I did not well on the conquest pass. So now I am behind. I'm about 155 shards away, or I'm 155 shards in, I should say, to getting Darth Bane for my account, because I do have C. Um, so yeah, I will get the chance to go into my roster a little bit more as time progresses. Just want to go ahead and just be caught up in the current conversations. I am new to the game, um, and I said the game of content creating, of course. So I'm going to have my mess ups. I'm going to have my um, tweaks, but I want to get comfortable with the audience. I want to get comfortable with the community, mainly because I like the game. I've been playing the game for 8 years. I appreciate the community. I appreciate the content streamers that have came before, those who have been doing what they've done and whatnot. I've watched the OGs, so I've watched Grid, and I've watched Cubs fan Han. I've watched Heinze. I've been inspired by everything that they've done and all the work that they've choose to do. So very appreciative um, of the content that they put out. the way that they've been able to contribute to my gameplay and everything. I just want to be able to return that in full. So yeah, moving on. I go through my roster. My roster is half meta, half not. Currently have three meta ships, which would be the Leviathan, the Negotiator. I mean, Executor, and then the Profundity 5 star, going to six. Executor 6 star, and then my Leviathan is 5 star. Um, I'm not in position to go ahead and Leviathan 7 star at this time, so I'm just going to go ahead and navigate. Even at 5 star, it's still pretty powerful in displacing any fleet. The only thing it can't be is a 7 star Leviathan, but that's to be expected because of isolate. So, of course. Um, yeah. Other than that, the rest of my roster, SOKR, I see. I have John as well, and then I'm currently getting the ultimate for my Ray. So I'm currently at 5, soft grinding Leia at this time. So making good progress. I would say out of all of my GLs, my highest GL relic is my Jedi Master Luke. Mainly because he's relic 9. I took time to make that investment around the time they had announced the Leviathan. And I just felt like that would just work better for my account because as I go up, I fluctuate between Kyber 2, Kyber 4. Um, if I don't take the time to actually invest in my matchups, then I get down to a Rhodium. And then once I climb back up, I get back into Kyber. So it's just a kerfuffle of things. And so I just don't want to deal with coming back up and, oh, my Jedi Master Luke isn't strong enough. That is annoying. That is very annoying. That is like the most annoying concept to deal with, especially in the Kyber matchups. Territory wars, not so much. Um, and even in territory battles, it's kind of important because I just played my territory battles today. My guild, we're in phase 3, and I just got one shotted, and I should have took advantage of using my Jump Master Luke's ultimate ability when I had the chance, just so that way I can get faster cooldowns, and then everybody cooldowns would refresh. But that's neither here nor there. My Jedi Master Kenobi is a Relic 7 currently. Trying to take time to stick with my path. I like him at Relic 7. It'd be a good investment to get him Relic 8. Um, but I have so many projects I want to get to Relic 8 right now. SLKR is Relic 8. He was my very first GL, Legacy GL. I would always invest in First Order in the game when like the game was first coming about. So I love the First Order. I loved Crew as a lead. Crew got me through plenty of great squad arena battles, I would say, and it just helped me just go build my roster. I would say I placed in like the top one, like 200, 150 at the time when Revan was the meta before we had GL. So it was just good. And so that's how I ended up having SOKR. Then actually JMK was next because I already had Galactic Republic. Then I went to C. Then I went to Jedi Master Luke. Then Hyperspeed, um, the Lightspeed bundles came out, and I went for Ray. Um, and now I'm here, just building, building. Legendary wise, as you all know, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is coming back around. That just dropped as of yesterday. So he's coming back on the 20th. His event is going through to the 27th. So I'm excited for that. I have all the requirements of G12. All the characters minus Saw I use. Um, haven't had real investment in Rebel fighters at this time. Too many resources going to other grinds. Because between the Leia and the Grand Inquisitive grind kind of pulled in between to really put those type of G12 finishers on a team I'm not actively using at this time. So that's that. Um, yeah. In terms of everything else, I am just pretty much catching up on the back end. The raid. The raid I am committing to right now with my Leia farm. Currently have my Drogon 1G12 finisher away from getting to Relic, and then after that, I'm actually going to put a pause in anything else raid and or GL layer related, mainly because I do want GI. I just got the last shards for the scythe, and now I want to be able to use my counters. I'm antsy about that, and I can admit I'm antsy about it because I put off Scythe for so long. I put off the Inquisitors for so long. Like I'm now in a position where that's my next biggest focus. That's my next biggest goal. Granted, I still do have Leia. I still do have Jabba. I still do have Lord Vader to chase. That's not really the biggest focus for me at this time. It's just they're there. And then Leia is prominent, right? I have the Omicron on Captain Rex, mainly because his speed is at 260 right about now. I did invest in the Phoenix bundle, but prior to investing in the Phoenix bundle, I already had Profundity. Um, and it just made sense because if you pay attention to the progression of the game in and out of itself, the way the game is set up for TB, at least for Rise of the Empire, you have to go ahead and have Phoenix at those higher relics anyway, and Rebel Fighters, which I don't want to do it, but I know I will in the near future. It makes more sense to do so. But right now, with how Phoenix is set up with how the bundles are came about with how Captain Rex came into the game. Very integral. Um, I capitalized on that, so now I have R6 Kanan. It helps for my operations for Rise of the Empire. Definitely gets those extra platoon bonuses. Definitely needed. Um, and even Sabine, you need her Relic 5. Ezra, I do believe you need Relic 6 as well. Um, so they just start playing again after a while. They really do. So that was a good investment. That was a good Omicron. As soon as I finish my Inquisitors, I will go ahead and take the time to get back to the finish of that because for Leia, I'm only two relics away, minus the new characters, the additional characters, which will be Scout Trooper, Captain Drogon, Captain Rex, and then Princess Nisa. Princess Nisa is the only one that I don't have farmed to 7 stars. Scout Trooper is at gear 9, I do believe. Captain Rex is at gear 10. But again, I'm at this point. I have Scythe. The raid will be there. Um, but Scythe, I want to be able to capitalize off of. So I'm going to say in this current TB that we're in, I wouldn't be able to get that active. I want to be able to get Scythe in about a month and a half's time, realistically speaking. And if I shift my attention away from my Leia farm, I can go ahead and get that taken care of. I really can. So just taking that time. So other than that, yeah, I am farming, farming GI, and it's just so tedious. It's so cumbersome. I'm getting it done, and I'm proud of myself to get it done because I didn't want to do it, and not because I didn't want to do it. More like I have so many other projects that I want to like experiment with. My inspirations for experimenting with metas come from Zero, Zero Prevails, Arnold, Heinz, AP Games, um, like those, where they try things and they just put their all into it and just see what's to it. So just want to see, just want to put test the capacity of my roster and just have those like two nail biting wins. But it's very hard to do that in this game. There's not a lot of resources, and the game makes you really want to will. I wouldn't say I have aspirations of becoming a whale. Let's say killer dolphin, with a killer whale. Why not? Or I think it's killer dolphin, killer whale, which is the baby dolphins. Um, yeah, because I don't want to spend Goo Gob's money into the game. I like spending the $10 that I get every month for a conquest pass if I have the time to play conquest, because what I'll do, I won't invest in my $10 in a conquest pass if I know I don't have the capacity to play the game, or like if I haven't played it, so I will wait like the first week of conquest, and that will determine whether or not I would buy, how soon I buy the conquest pass. Because if I'm in the first week and I haven't really played conquest, you missed out on the first week. It's not about the energy refresh per se for conquest energy. It's about the stamina refresh, and that stamina refresh is necessary because yes, you can buy the boost, but you got to think about how much data cards you're spending to buy those stamina reboots, right? To compensate for the lack of time that you had to regenerate stamina for your characters while you're playing conquest. So that in itself is in its own conundrum. So I would rather determine my conquest purchase of the past depending on if I'm playing the game. If I'm not playing the game within that first week, it's pointless. You know, if I'm not within striking distance of a conquest character, it's pointless. You know, if I don't want to have a head start on the conquest character that's brand new and released, again, it's pointless. So I just take the time to just really figure out and see where I go with everything. Um, yeah, I am enjoying the journey though. Very long, very tedious. I can say that I've lived through the game long enough to go from the Zeta Crunch to an Omicron Crunch to a Carbonite Crunch to a Shock Pride and Kyrotech Crunch. That is the most baffling and experience we're going through, but it is what it is. I'm trying to counterbalance it right now. So with my raid hunt, I'm using just my energy that I'm not using on farming character shards to farm shock prods, while I'm using my all other currencies to get the battle computers. And it's been for the most part a good balance. I'm not in need of characters being finished at this time. Some will argue that I need to go ahead and do my uh, oh, what is that character? Um, um, my Malicos. I mean, not my Malicos. The oh, what's the other one? I know I'm off the top of my head. The one, the pilot for the Fury class ship that you can only get from Conquest. That yes, um, he's Sith Empire. I know his name, and it's going to kill me that I don't have it off the top of my head. Darth Malgus. There we go. Uh, Darth Malgus. Yes, I need to finish him. I need to finish my Bam. I don't have him relic as well. Still working on my second Inquisitor. She's actually the shock prize that I'm farming right now. So as soon as I get that taken care of, and then my Drogon to relic as well, then the rest of my shock prize and my Kyrotech will be poured into the rest of my Inquisitors, and then they'll be taken care of. So just getting there. It's very, very tedious, but I am not afraid of the journey. Um, I like that gifting came in the game because that can help with the journey. If people in your guild like to be nice and help out with your journey, you could just go ahead and just buy the crystals needed for the Kyrotech. Why do I say that? Because 19.99, $20 gives you 2,800 crystals. 2,800 crystals is the cost of 100 Kyrotech pieces, was not that's a shock prod or battle computer. So just remember, if you ever want to help somebody out, get a character to gear 12 and they just missing the Kyrotech, they have everything else. Send them $20 in the gift in your guild. When they finally do it to ally code, which I hope that becomes a thing, man, we will indeed be able to send that to other people. But other than that, Thank you for navigating the labyrinth with me. I have to get ready to go, start my day, and just remember, we're always navigating the maze. We're always trying to see where Galaxy Heroes is trying to take us, and we're never going to allow ourselves to get lost in this labyrinth here. All right, pleasure talking to everyone. Hope you have a good day. Like my channel, and we're trying to get those subscribers up. So go ahead, share the channel. Remember, Leverin's Labyrinth. Don't know the channel? It's right there. The description is below. Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.